Welcome back to Myth Machine with Delta Green Convergence. We are standing at the precipice of doom. Doom, I say. But we are also missing a player at the moment, and I'm not sure why. We've had this little issue before, a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, it's unknown to me where player number 3 might be. We have lost a player who will not be able to return, unfortunately, to the game. So, from now on, Bridget DeLuca will be NPC'd, which I will do a terrible job of because the player of Bridget DeLuca was amazing at doing Bridget DeLuca. I am not. But we also have our friend Darian missing at the moment. So, we're going to give Darian a little bit of time. Hopefully, he'll join us any moment now. And then we'll dive into things in earnest. Because that's what we want to do. Yeah. Guess I can summarize what happened last time. What happened last time? Let's see. What happened last time? Nobody died, so that's good.
We staked out the building.
Yep. Oh, there was a lot of staking out.
Yeah. I think we decided not to take up the guy's deal.
Yeah, we did it.
It seems like it. By now, it's just about the time. So, if you were gonna... Yeah, the time just ran out, basically, to take his deal. But yes, you were discussing the to's and fro's of whether you should take the deal with Stephen Elsie's. Fenton was, in fact, talking to everybody else regarding his encounter with Mr. Elsie's. And he was deeply skeptical about this, so he decided to contact ACEL for guidance, which initially didn't really work out so well. They weren't picking up the phone. Then there was a lot of discussions about how to proceed next. You were talking about how should we break and enter, scouting out the town hall. We even used the architecture skill for the first time ever in this game.
I used it once before, but yeah, no. It's rare.
It
I need
is
to look
rare
at buildings
indeed.
more.
And after that, we had discussion about whether to use sedatives on guards, local guards, like local beat cops and patrolmen, so you didn't actually have to attack them with lethal force, because there's an assumption that they're at least somewhat innocent of what's going on around here in this weird town. And I don't know that we actually got our filthy hands. Briar, did you get your filthy hands on any sedatives? Because
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. So...
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I tried making a bomb, but...
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
That didn't work. Fenton
there was a
almost got us
shopping
all
spree.
blown up.
There was a shopping spree for breaking and entering equipment, like balaclava, like ski masks and things like that. And also
Tannerite.
trying to build your own improvised explosive device, which failed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It wasn't fumbled, so you didn't blow yourself up. This is a good thing.
Yeah, DeLuca tried to make a noise machine.
Yeah, and then, she's done a noise machine, so that's completed. And then we had Fenton just doing the backup, buying a bunch of fireworks, just in case.
And then we handed them to a bunch of drunk teenagers.
Yes, yes. You did another inventory of the green box that you've plundered in Knoxville to see if there was anything in there. Any of the stuff that you grabbed from that green box that could be used right now, and it was really not. So then you went down to the reservoir, and someone aced a persuasion check to convince the local teens to go down to the city square, really. It's a Saturday night. And fire off a bunch of fireworks right in the middle of town to create a distraction. You didn't say that it was for a distraction. You just said, wouldn't it be cool if you did this? And handed it over. And
I believe I only said fireworks. And that got the whole thing rolling.
Yes, sound like that. Fireworks, everyone! A good place for that would be over there. And yeah, that was the beginning, and I guess soon to be end of the fun things for teenagers to do on a Saturday night in Groveville. Because, of course, between where they are placed and doing their shenanigans and the sheriff's station, it takes about 2 minutes to drive, if that. They started, they are making a commotion, they're making a ruckus, they're creating the distraction, which helped you to get in through the backside of the town hall by quite simply smashing a window. Climbing in through that, and then making your way upstairs towards the boardroom of the town hall, where Fenton opened the door and immediately had to roll sanity because of what he saw inside. A horrifying mass of slimy amoeba-like substance that covered a whole bunch of people who were all jabbering and chattering inside this thing at the same time. That's where the session ended, with a cliffhanger and an initiative roll. And I am your friendly handler, Mikael Hellstrom. This show is rated R for cosmic horrors and slowly degenerating agents, physically or mentally or both. And yeah, cosmic horror. I said that already, haven't I? Who is with us tonight?
It's Darian here, playing Brian Fenton, and definitely not running late.
Hi, Darian. Welcome to the table.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I'm Harper. I play Cora Franey Talbot, certified production technician, at your service.
I am Briar. I am playing Dr. Alex Blair, who is the one supposed to be keeping everybody alive.
Indeed. And, of course, unfortunately, Carol has left the group, the player. Darth real-life events have happened of some kind, and she won't be able to rejoin us anytime shortly. So now DeLuca is obviously the meat shield, right?
No, she gets to retire and go live in a server room upstate.
Nobody ever quits Delta Green. Maybe she'll be locked into a server room upstate for a bunch of years and Z-Cell just never meets her again because she's been reassigned. But she's not leaving Delta Green.
Yeah, she's running around typing and coding with all the other DeLucas. She'll live a nice and happy life.
Right. No, you don't have happy lives when you've joined Delta Green. Anyway, here we are with Fenton having just opened a door, seeing something absolutely horrifying, a huge lump of goo lying there on the floor, translucent slime, and things are about to happen. And Talbot is actually the first to react. Talbot will see from where she's standing, not the gooey thing. She can't see that far into the room, but she can see Fenton's reaction. What was Fenton's reaction?
Yeah, close the door. I think there's something.
Sorry.
I think it was something along the lines of, "We don't need to worry about the warrant" or something anymore.
So Talbot, yeah, he's turning around and saying he's white as a sheet and just, we don't have to worry about, and then what are you going to do, Talbot?
I just go, this is why you knock before opening a door. And then I open the door back up without knocking.
Okay. And then you see the horrid thing.
Yeah.
And roll sanity.
Oh, yay. Yay.
Good for you. You lose a point of sanity to seeing something that should not exist. This is clearly not a real thing, except it is a real thing. It should not be possible. What is that? It's writhing, like the surface is rippling in waves. And you know what else the surface is doing?
What?
Is there anything else you want to do before your turn ends? Just
Shoot it?
okay then, let's do that. It's gonna be noisy, of course, but
I mean, the fireworks are still going on, right?
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
assuming
well,
those
yeah,
these
there's a
are
bunch
also
of fireworks
blasting
going on
music.
outside right now.
Woo!
That's a hit. I'm assuming that we're using our Smith & Wesson Model 38 Special, right?
Can I use the machine gun?
You didn't say that you were bringing it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm using the shiny as hell Smith & Wesson.
Yes. Okay then, roll a d8. Ooh.
Nice.
Oh,
You just pull that gun
Ooh.
out of the holster. One smooth movement, cock it, bang, and it's hit center mass. Right into the... You can even see, it's like shooting into ballistic gel. You see the shockwave going through it as the kinetic energy is dispersed across the surface of this thing. And you see the bullet go through like a tunnel of this tissue. And then it apparently decides to hit right back.
It
Fair.
can't return fire. It doesn't have a gun.
You
Nope.
don't know that.
It has instead a horrifying tentacle-like pseudopod that just leashes out from the main body. And instead of actually hitting Talbot, it hits the wall next to Talbot. And it's trying to find... They're little finger tendrils of like microfilaments coming out from this pseudopod, trying to feel what it was that hurt it, perhaps. But it hasn't hit you, Talbot. It hasn't found you.
God, it's a microfiber monster.
Blair, you can see the thing too because they opened the door. Roll Sally.
I hate my life.
Roll a d8. You
I very
really
much hate my
should,
life.
shouldn't you? Okay, yeah, that was terrible.
Her expert.
You are gonna go into flight, fight, or freeze mode. Do you want to roll a d3 for them, or do you just gonna pick one?
I'm gonna pick freeze.
Freeze. Blair is staring at that which cannot be. You are a deer in the headlight. Your jaw just falls open, like mouth gaping at this thing. Eyes as big as silver dollars just staring at this thing. And arms, nothing is moving in your head right now. What do we think DeLuca would do in such a case? I think she would move up here, grab Talbot, and try to close the door again. So she's gonna try, and she's gonna fail. Sorry. There. She's moving up to Talbot, and no, you shouldn't do this. Get out of the way. She hasn't seen what is in fact inside yet, because she doesn't have a line of sight on that thing. But it's scary, and you're shooting at it, and that's bad enough. And she has been outdoors on previous missions with you guys, and that was never good. So, though of course right now we're indoors. Oh my god,
just
she's
saying-
gonna have traumas from indoors and outdoors? That's terrible for her.
I'm just saying, every time I've shot at something, it's not something I can defeat by closing a door.
Fenton, you
I'm gonna
can
say
see
you
the
shouldn't.
thing.
I can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you shouldn't do that. Get away! As I grab Talbot and close the door.
Roll.
I'm gonna
Strength.
open it back up again.
What am I rolling?
Strength to shove her out of the way.
Oh man, she's tough.
Ugh. And that works. Talbot, who has not been resisting this kind of thing exactly, is being shoved out of the way roughly by Fenton, and then the door is closed.
Yeah, bitch just like pulling her back or shoving her out of the way and shutting the door and looking at them going, okay, what do we do about that?
Kill
I'm
it,
also gonna
obviously.
I'm gonna back away from the door.
DeLuca doesn't even want to know what that is. I don't want to know. Steps.
So is this the way out over
Yep.
here?
Yep. You're on the second story now, of course.
I look where the door is and go, they're gonna have heard the gunshots.
We need to call ASL now.
Talbot is technically up next.
Fenton,
So-
give me your phone.
Okay.
That's
You're
awesome.
gonna call ASL?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll toss it if I'm
That's
allowed to.
gonna maybe take a little while before the signal goes through. And while that is taking a little while, some of you all are gonna see... Let me just have a look. Double checking my notes here for absolutely no reason.
Oh, you're gonna find the bullet point where it says if you close the door, the threat is over.
Exactly. Yes, that's precisely what I'm looking for. Yep. Yep. It's you're gonna see underneath the doors this thing slowly starting to flow out. There's this goo that is just coming out and tendrils. They're trying to find the door. They're spreading out across every little crack in the door, in the middle of the double doors, up above, around it. It's all some kind of white slimy goo. And because that is horrifying, I'm going to have to roll Sandy for Bridget Luca now as well. But she's fine, apparently. Yeah, what might... Blair is just frozen in horror and can't even
Yep.
comprehend these terrors. And that means that it's DeLuca who is gonna grab Blair and start moving you, like, away from there. Basically. Since you are not since you aren't struggling, I'm gonna say that she's gonna succeed. You're just basically walking with her as
Yeah.
she's dragging you backwards as far as she possibly can. Fenton, what do you want to do?
Seeing the creature coming out, so it's coming out from underneath the door now?
Yeah, it's the whole creature hasn't come out, obviously. It's just a part of it.
Yeah. I'm just going to instinctually go, oh, fuck that, and draw my pistol and fire at it.
Ah.
Without even thinking.
Now you see what I mean.
Are we shooting through the door or just on the
No.
gooey stuff?
Yeah, the gooey stuff. Shoot the gooey stuff.
Very well.
Kill the ooey gooey.
That's going in the quote chat. I hope you know that.
Critical success. Nice job.
Okay, what do I have? I think Smith & Wesson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Aw.
Wow, that was the worst damage we've ever seen.
Story of my life. How much damage can you do shooting at little itty bitty stuff coming out from underneath the cracks?
Oh, on the other hand, yes, this is true. Yeah. Critical hit doubles it. Okay, so you roll a 1 and it does a 2.
Plus one additional out of pity. Yeah.
Exactly. You shoot
Yeah,
on
so
that
3.
slimy stuff, and one of the tendrils is cut in half, and the bullet goes in through the door, and you never know where it will end up.
And then, can I move after firing?
Yeah, 3 meters.
Okay, I just want to keep backing up a bit, or I guess over this way.
I believe you. What, you don't want to stay up close and cuddle with this thing?
And then looking over at Talbot, I'll scream, "Do you have something to set it on fire with?"
Let me check.
Yeah, Talbot, it's your turn to set it on fire with something.
I assume if
back-
any of us has something flammable.
Got a toy back. How does that count? Polyurethane, I think. That's flammable. Am I still on hold with A-Cell?
Yep, this is only a matter of seconds here. Beep, beep. It's ringing.
I'm listening to the elevator music of A-Cell. I like step back and fire at it again.
All right, you obviously don't have. So yeah, you don't. Okay, bang. I guess. One
Whoever
hand
answered-
on the Motorola flip phone and one hand on the. You have such a bad reception around here too.
Yeah.
What?
Something can roll.
Hey.
Yeah.
Then. That's
It's-
pretty
it's
solid.
right. It's lucky.
Yeah, this thing, you hit in the center of a really big tentacle. And again, it goes into the gel and through the door and out the other side. And there's even more goo running from the inside out the door. And let's see if this thing can break free of the door, shall we?
Hold it up. Hold on.
Yeah, it can
Oh,
wrench. The door itself just blasts open as way too much weight is leaning against it from the other side. It cracks and explodes open. And there is this thing, and you can still see people inside it who are like rolled up and rolling on top of each other with seemingly no will of their own. They're just being tumbled around inside this thing. If you're inside a thing like this, you should have drowned a long time ago, but not these guys. They're all dressed. The absurdity of seeing a bunch of small town aldermen in their business suits and dresses, all being stuck in there. It's weird. Blair is obviously not doing anything, so DeLuca will have to do things for her and run her away from this place
Yep.
down the hallway as far as you guys possibly can go, which in this case is actually all the
Very
way to the
far.
stairs. Yeah. Yeah, DeLuca is probably just shouting, "Let's go!" Fenton, do you want to let's go?
So looking around the room, do I see... Oh, God. What do I see on the desk? Anything?
Ledger? Probably like meetings and whatnot. Typical clerical stuff that is associated with this, the business that goes on in this room here. And a bowl
Do
of
you think
candy.
Do you think...
Candy wrappers for visitors.
Maybe it's diabetic. Okay, I'm gonna back up next to Talbot and just keep firing at it.
All right.
Skills. Firearms. Ah.
That's exactly what you didn't want right now. Shall we roll on your fumble table, or do you want to pick one?
What are my options again?
Physical strain, in which you lose either a d6 hit points or a d4 from one of your 3 physical stats. Emotional burnout, in which you lose a d6 willpower points or temporarily a d4 from your mental stats. Alienation, you offend an important NPC. That's not valid here. Exhaustion, could be. Distraction, could be. Confusion, you gain the wrong information about something.
Oh, let's just roll it. What's the button?
If you go to the rollable tables that are next to the little book in the middle, then you'll find the fumble table. This fumble table is fun.
Yeah, let's just roll it.
I should just call it the fumble table. Confusion. You make a major error and gain false information.
I think it's diabetic.
Clearly it's... Yes, definitely. That has to be the case, right?
Okay. Next turn I'll throw the candy at it.
Maybe it will react poorly to sugar, like chemically. Like maybe it's like an acid for it. Fenton is very confused about things. Talbot. So that means that you're actually going to be here by the end of the turn because you're going to the bowl with the candy in it.
I think to myself, in my desperation, maybe the candy's how to keep it contained.
You can just throw the entire bowl at the same time. Talbot.
First of all, I scream at Fenton, what the hell are you doing? And then I shoot at it again.
Good to go. Let's see how that works out. That seems to be a success to me. How many points might you do this time?
Oh no.
Hate to see it.
You have joined the one club.
I've done a grand total of 17 so far. I think I'm doing all right.
It's like one of the little fingery tendrils is shot clean off, but none of the other part of the mass is actually affected at all. Did you want to move at all, or are you good where you're standing?
I'm good where I am.
Seeing now as how Talbot is actually taking shots at it, which Fenton didn't do. It can't quite reach you, Talbot. It's close, but not quite. The whole mass is coming towards you. And then pseudopods emerge from its insides. Is it actually hitting you with its own intestines?
Uh-oh, no.
You had to go there, didn't you?
What?
You had to go there, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what it's gonna do with this. Okay. Aren't you lucky? It's actually trying to punch you with one of these pseudopods that just hits you right center mass. You're staggering back a little bit as you take 3 hit points of damage, which is not enough to do a whole lot. But even without protective gear like a Kevlar vest or what have you, you're still standing. Oof. So, lucky you. Blair is now away from the horrible thing, and because you can't see it anymore, I will allow you to be no longer paralyzed. What do you want to do?
I don't know if I want to just ditch the 2 and keep running. 'Cause if I go back, would I be frozen again, or is that just fully cleared?
You are through with frozenness, as it were.
I'm gonna go back then, because I'm worried about the other 2.
Very well. Like, you can at max take 2 more sanity points from seeing that thing, that's all. Because you took 6 last time.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're gonna run back then?
Oh, it's that close? I'm gonna stop, like, right there.
Which gives you call to roll that other sanity check because you're seeing the horrible thing again. But there's only so much more insanity you can get.
Yeah.
And you're
Oh,
good.
now I'm having some good luck.
No, this time you're okay. You won't be able to take any actions right now, but you're there. The Lucas. Really? I just
just
got
hear
you
her.
out of there. She has used a shotgun before, and she's not afraid to use it again. But she can't use it from over there because Talbot is in the way. Get out of the way, Talbot! I think she's going to stay there because she does have the range to shoot, but she doesn't have the line of sight. So maybe she'll go like this, so you can run past her, and then do the thing. Fenton.
I throw the candy bowl.
The candy bowl is thrown at it, landing on top of the gooey thing and slowly being absorbed by the ectoplasm, the gel, what do we call this substance? So far, no damage detected.
In hindsight, that was not a well thought through idea. I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
That's...
This had a critical failure in judgment.
Sometimes we get a bit loopy.
Yeah,
3
just
meters
keep-
you can go.
Can I back up to this door and open it?
Absolutely.
Not knowing what else to do. Oh, I don't want to go in here. Just stop him.
For sure.
What is this? Just a sitting room?
Yeah. Some kind of
There's a door.
comfortable office with a sitting room. Yeah.
Door on the far side over there. That's like a bowler hat on the table. Nothing flammable, huh? No incendiary
Couch?
grenades or anything? Sorry. Nothing starts a fire. I guess I should specify that.
Oh, yeah, you can shoot something. Oh, you want to start a fire? Yes. Do you have a lighter? Roll a luck
That's what I
check.
said. That's what I said. There's nothing that starts a fire in here.
Roll a luck check to see if you have a lighter. Let's start with that.
Keep my lucky lighter.
You have a lighter.
Yeah, I don't smoke, but you never know.
Apparently you have a lighter. Now the question comes, flammable. Books are flammable. Various ledgers that have lots of pages in them are flammable. That's sort of, there's a lot of that sort of thing around here.
Yeah, not quite what I had in mind, though, unfortunately. Okay, and am I able to shoot my gun, or was throwing the candy my action?
No, I think the looking through is your action. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see now. What did you have in mind?
Oh, no, I don't know if I could... I don't need anything that large that I could make a big fire with and throw at the thing. I don't know if it would do anything. I just feel like fire and goo don't get along.
Roll a search check, why don't you?
Okay.
It's not going to be easy necessarily, but it is going to be a thing you can try. As you're standing there in the opening and... What?
An incendiary grenade?
No, not an incendiary grenade, but how about whoever used to be here and work here probably had a bit of a habit, and there's gonna be a nice bottle of bourbon, because this is 1990s. People, the laws against drinking on the job or having a whiskey together with, or a bourbon together with your colleagues after hours, probably a bit lax out here in rural Tennessee. So, yeah, there's a bottle of actual bourbon, and it's 2/3 left of it.
Molotov cocktail. That seems safe.
Very.
What about this has been safe?
Talbot, you are very close to the thing.
I'm gonna get out of
You can
way.
faces of the aldermen. They're looking at you in a very surprised fashion, and then they just keep arguing with each other in there. No,
kinda move
all
over.
of them are looking at you now. They look angry.
Of course they are. I just shot them. So I move over to where Fenton is, just so I'm farther away from it and out of DeLuca's way.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you want to shoot too, or?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Oh, that's...
Oh my god!
Oh!
2 in a row!
Yep.
Oh,
Roll
boy.
damage. That was amazing.
Oh! Oh!
16 points of damage. You're aiming very carefully, and exactly where does it hit? Probably center mass. You can see the bullet go in there. I have a feeling that one of the aldermen in there are going to get a very close encounter with a bullet from your Smith & Wesson. I don't think they're going to like it much. There just might be a red-colored something on inside there. Like the mixes of... It's like when you're mixing different colors inside like an already prepared oil. It just blends and moves with the rest of the gel.
Do I hear back from Asa?
This has been a few seconds. Roll a luck check, I guess.
Just on hold.
Just imagining like elevator music in the background. There's fireworks and gunshots. And...
Apparently, you will have a very computerized voice. Agent Adam here, state your business. You're Agent Zona, remember?
Yeah, this is Zona. I'm in the town hall. I need backup immediately.
That's your turn. And then the thing moves, and it now sees Blair and Talbot. So it's going to move up to between you. That is about as far as it gets. Yeah. And then it will select prey. Talbot is its prey.
Fair.
Yeah, it is fair, isn't it? And the pod again rises up from the internal thing, the internal mound of slime, and unfortunately, it manages to wrap its tentacles around the statue next to you instead and pull it over with a crash into the mass of gooiness, and you are completely free from it. It hasn't hit you yet.
I
Blair.
genuinely thought you were about to die.
Blair? What do you want to do?
I'm going to back up and then fire.
So, something like that.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense. That's a hit. Roll
Yay.
damage. Bam! There was something. You hit it, I'm going to say it's one of, you're thinking you're going to hit it in center mass, but just as you do, that particular part of it is undulating like a wave. So instead of hitting it as cleanly as you wanted to, you hit like the tip of the wave and you cut it like a little bit open on top of that particular mound of matter. And there's a mark in, it cuts through, the bullet is, it's cutting through that matter, and then it just trickles out like you hitting a body of very slow moving fluids. And that's about it. Yeah. DeLuca can use her shotgun. She will use her shotgun. Because shotguns are good, right? And nobody knows if she hit or not, because I keep throwing bloodily. She hits! Bladam! Okay, that made more of a noise. And 10 points of damage. You can see that, Blair. That shotgun round just strikes right into the center mass, and I don't know if you're using slugs or if you're using buckshot, but regardless, there's a huge hole dug right into this body's center mass. with the shockwaves of the hit emanating all through the body. But here's the thing, Blair. Just as quickly as that is created in it, the whole thing just melts down over the hole, and seconds later, it's like the hole never existed.
Oh.
This happens with every bullet wound. Fenton.
Okay, so if I were to shoot at it, Talbot's in my line of sight, so I might risk hitting her.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we're not going to do that.
The
I'm gonna
bottle
shout.
of niceness is on the desk here. Someone forgot it.
I'm going to shout, Talbot, in the room, close the door behind you, or slow the thing down. And then I'll remember over here.
Yep.
And let's make a Molotov cocktail.
All right. Let's see. How is that going to be crafted, I wonder? It's not very hard to make, mind you. Yeah, okay. Let's just use... How about an intelligence check? It's like you're going to rip up some, I don't know what, some cloth, and so on and so forth. You're a smart fellow. You know how to do things like this.
Yeah, that's a good class on how to make improvised weapons.
Yep. Exactly. Talbot, you are once again way too close to this thing for comfort.
Yes, and I believe Fenton told me to close the door, so...
Yes.
I will be going it. Shutting the door is shutting the door my action.
I'd allow you to do something else as well, depending on how complicated you want to do things.
Can I like drag something in front of the door?
Yes.
Okay.
So you'll get there, close the door, and you want to drag the like cabinet or something. A strength check. You're pretty strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can lift all the folding chairs.
Exactly. At once. Conference organizers love you.
Ah!
But
I should have kept my mouth shut.
not today, apparently.
I feel like I tried to drag it and just fall.
Yeah, you're trying to drag it and you don't get a good enough grip on it, so you stumble back again and you're like, huh. But at least the door is closed-ish. Okay, so
Yeah,
now this thing has so much prey. Where might it want to go? Blair and DeLuca are probably quite pleased to see that it's going after Talbot.
What did you do to this thing? Never mind, no, you did.
33 points of damage for you not paying attention.
So yeah, it's slowly moving across the floor with a sickening squelchy type of sound, leaving behind it moisture on the ground and approaching the door, but it's not there yet. So Blair can do something. Oh, by the way, before Blair does something, while Talbot is running and doing the things and fumbling, you have a phone in your hand too, right?
Yeah?
Repeat. Please repeat.
This is Agent Zona,
But you can't do this at... So this is what the point at which you drop the phone and because you're pulling the thing. And the phone is going to be by your feet. So next turn, you will be able to pick up the phone and talk to the...
Okay.
To Agent Adam. So Blair will be able to do the thing now.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot again. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack it again. Nope.
Not at all. You shoot, but the shot goes wide and hits the wall behind. Thunk.
Alright.
DeLuca cannot see the creature from that angle, so I think she's gonna run down there, and now she can see it, only just. And she will definitely try to shoot it again with her shotgun. And that is, in fact, a success. Bam! There's been so much firing up here now. There's probably still some fireworks going on outside, but even so, Fenton, what are you gonna do?
I want to run over here and help her move this in front of the door.
Very well. Roll a strength check.
All right. I have none of the strength. I am weak and cannot lift a folding chair.
But today, just pure
See?
desperation and adrenaline sees you through.
That's how you do it, Talbot. You pretend like you're gonna fail. You trick the dice gods.
Don't you dare
Exactly.
talk down to me. I could beat you in an arm wrestling match any day.
This is true.
All right. So the door is now barricaded, and then I'm gonna point at the table and go, "We're doing a little surprise for that thing."
The table's not the surprise?
No, the Molotov cocktail.
Oh,
See, you've moved the cabinet. Isn't it nice?
Beautiful.
yeah.
All right. That was Fenton. Now, because everything is too easy for you, right?
No, it's not.
Clearly it is.
What's gonna make it harder? Oh!
Oh, that's Tom and Jerry from downstairs.
Talbot, you're
Oh,
up
no.
first. You're stuck in a room, but there's a phone on the floor. You can talk to someone.
I pick up the phone. I say, this is Agent Zona. I'm in the town hall. I need backup immediately.
From Agent Adam, you will hear. You are the backup. Deal with it in situ. Describe situation.
There is a writhing, unnatural mass in town hall, and the local law enforcement are hostile. As I'm saying this, I kind of like back up towards this door.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm trying to find another way out while I'm
Yeah.
dealing with the robot.
Adam will say, destroy the unnatural. And then retreat. Over and out. Click.
I had to look over and say, "Are they sending help?"
It's gonna try something, but now that there is so much junk in the way, you will hear a very loud boom against the door and the cabinet as this thing is slamming its massive body. Like, it has the body of literally half a dozen people or more in there, and then the plasmic gooey jelly stuff. And all of this is being thrown against the door and the cabinet, but it doesn't budge. Though I think you're going to start seeing little tendrils coming out from below the crack between the floor and the door. And upstairs, Blair and DeLuca will hear, "Halt! You're under arrest!"
Oh no.
Yep, it's a cop coming and holds a pistol in the hand. Blair, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna look at the cop. I'm gonna hold my hands up, but I'm not dropping my gun. And, sir, I need you to get ahead of us and look into the room. I know what I'm doing.
The next person will also run up there. It's another police. Yes, it's the two police officers that were guarding downstairs. And they're shouting the same thing. DeLuca... What should DeLuca do in this instance? Should DeLuca run away and get into the council hall? Counselors? Like where they were, the boardroom?
She's also the legal person. Maybe she could get them on our side.
We just need them to see the monstrous creature and
There is an
they'll be on our
unnatural against this creature is breaking several bylaws and also the Constitution.
yeah.
Also the
Just breaking
Constitution.
the laws of God, the laws of nature, the laws of the United States, the laws of Kentucky.
There's a little known clause of the Constitution that if you're arriving mass of grossness, that you're not allowed. You're just not allowed.
The founding
When they-
fathers knew.
When they said we the people, they did not mean a writhing mass of bodies.
Hamilton knew. He fought the deep ones himself. Oh, God. She could try a persuade check. Go in there and look. So she's going to do that then, I guess. She has a pretty good persuade.
She's just a charismatic one of us.
But in this case, it's not going to be enough, unfortunately. So she fails her persuade check. But both of you are waving at these police officers. Fenton.
Okay. I want to grab my Molotov cocktail from the table.
Yep. You have it ready now. It's primed. It's ready to go.
Run
Whenever
up
the
next
thing in the
to
hall comes through.
Albert. Can we hear the shouting of the cops in the other room?
Oh, yeah.
So look at her and go, how much do you want to bet that thing is going to influence them? Okay, no response.
No response. Yeah, Talbot, you're up, actually.
Sorry. My response. I think it's been influencing the entire town.
Should we... What's the nearby field office? What city?
Knoxville?
Should we call Knoxville? Tell them that, I don't know, that local law enforcement's been corrupted and we need backup?
That's what I told Agent Adam! We are the backup!
No, utilize resources from Knoxville. I don't know.
Okay, that
The
is
police-
Talbot's and Fenton's action for this turn. You're discussing what you do next. While the thing... What is it gonna do next? I don't know.
Surrender.
Obviously. Huh, okay. Alright, it's just gonna try to bash through the door, apparently. Aren't you lucky, you people? But this time, it was lucky too. And the door and the cabinet. The cabinet falls over. Wish I had a fallen cabinet. I need some debris in there. And the thing just comes in through the door, rolling. That's all it has time for this turn. But you can see it coming now. Yeah. That's not waiting around. The cop will go, put your gun down right now. You are breaking and entering. You are under arrest. And he is taking out his handcuffs. Blair, you've been just threatened by a police officer with a gun.
Of course. I'm assuming they're not gonna listen and go take a peek in the room ahead, aren't they?
Well, apparently not, no.
Would I be able to make it to the boardroom?
If you run, I'd say this guy will get a shot off if you try.
Of course. I really don't want to be shot, especially since I don't know their skills in it. So for now, yeah, I'm putting my gun away and holding my hands up.
Yeah, Just hands up. Very good. He feels like he's in control of the situation.
Oh, they totally
Well, the
are.
other cop is going to tell DeLuca to do exactly the same thing. What do we want DeLuca to do? What would be a DeLuca thing to do right now? Would it be to run because she wants them to look at the thing? And if she runs, maybe they'll run after her? Knowing full well that 2 police officers get the chance to shoot her in the back. Or just put down her gun and go, yeah, okay, you got us.
I want DeLuca to live happily ever after in a in a server room upstate, but I genuinely think she would try to make a run for it.
Yeah.
Because if she does, they would have to run after her and see the thing, right?
Precisely.
Yeah.
That does seem like a DeLuca move.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Now, it's not 100% sure that she will get hit because you can always move and dodge. You can't, I don't think you can dodge firearms, mind you.
What is going for his handcuffs, right? So wouldn't only one cop get to shoot at her?
Right. That makes sense. Dodging ranged attacks. Nobody can react as fast as bullets. You can do dodge to scramble for cover. Well, yeah, a dodge roll can be used to scramble for cover. And I'm going to say cover would be around the corner here, maybe? Or in through this door, even. So I'm going to let her roll a dodge check. Just to keep things interesting here. Her dodge is terrible, of course. And today it doesn't help her out at all, unfortunately. She has not played enough dodgeball with Fenton. As she's trying to dive in there, and yeah, they're gonna open up here. That's a hit. And that's a fail. So one of the bullets will in fact impact and hurt a lot, I think. DeLuca dodges in through the door. You can see, Blair, next to you, how she is hit by the bullet. Like center mass, there's the red bloom of blood coming out. It goes out somewhere on the back, and she's very hurt, and she is inside the door. So at least she's out of line of sight for now. And it's Fenton's turn.
Does she yell or give any kind of indication she's been shot?
You hear the shots from over there, and yeah, you can probably hear, ah!
Okay. I'm going to take a step forward. I'm going to light the Molotov cocktail. Can I
Chuck
even
it.
miss from this range?
I'd say it's an athletics plus. You do have a very big target in front of you, don't you? So. Target
Can I do a
is...
dexterity?
What was that?
Can I do a dexterity, hand-eye coordination justification? Because I don't need to throw it far or hard. I just need to make sure I hit the thing, right?
Let's see now. What is thrown weapons in this system? We don't do that very often.
No idea.
Hanger athletics, yeah. It's athletics to throw things.
Okay. Fair enough.
But it's a big thing that you're throwing at. I'm going to say a plus 20. And, wait, you're also at point blank, aren't you? This is, yeah, so it's another plus 20. So you have plus 40 in total.
Okay,
Which
so
means that one hits.
Hey!
Yeah. Because with a 60, you have a target of 74. So, yeah. It's close enough and it's big enough. Okay, so how much does a Molotov cocktail do in damage?
It's a real question, isn't it?
In Delta Green.
It's a burning liquid, so it would be a second-degree burn across the whole thing. I guess maybe, what's the word? A lot of burns?
Yeah.
Sorry. I was gonna say something like percentage of the body burned, but
I'd imagine, well, lethality might not
yeah.
apply to this
Okay,
creature.
it's a
This
10%
natural.
lethality, which
Oh.
means that you roll a d10%, d100, and if you roll 10 or below, it's an automatic kill.
Please, nah.
You did not. But that is still 9 points of damage, because even without the auto kill, it does the 10s and the 1s together. So it's 9 points of damage. And you know what? It reacts. For the first time in this entire fight, you can visibly see how pieces of it are scorched and become inert, dry spots on the floor. Lots of it just absolutely bubbles and evaporates under the flames of the bourbon. If you only had more bottles.
God damn it! Why can't there be more alcoholics in this place?
Talbot, it worked. The whole thing is
Good.
vibrating in some kind of pain spasm.
But it's still alive.
But it's still there and moving about and possibly planning to do horrible things to you.
Can I grab Fenton and drag him off to the roof over here?
Sure, this is a window, so you need to get through it.
Can I drag Fenton through the window?
No, that's going to be too far.
Oh.
You can drag both of you all two over here, where the bowl where the candies used to be. No, that was the over there, sorry. This is a different bowl. Probably the bowl where the bourbon used to be.
There is a door behind you just before we go through the idea of jumping out a second-story window.
That is
Okay,
also true.
can I open the door?
You can absolutely do that.
And it's a liquor room.
No, it's not.
What is it?
So we're dragging ourselves in through the door here.
Yes.
Roll a strength check.
Oh.
That's not what you want to see.
Yeah, you're fine. You're just dragging Fenton backwards. He's a flyweight, this guy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just going. They don't know we're here. If we get to the car and drive off, we can get out of here. Then I just see the local.
Who doesn't know? Okay, Fenton, you are the closest person. Isn't that fun?
That's fair.
And you threw the Molotov cocktail. If this thing has intelligence, and you don't know if it does. A pseudopod is released from the remaining mass of this thing and misses you, Fenton. It slids along the surface of the door right next to you. You get a way too close look at the sticky substance that is here and trying to apparently find you. Does this thing have eyes? You're not sure. Okay, this cup is still... Okay, this cup is gonna move up a little bit here just to make sure that Blair doesn't do anything stupid. Like, turn around! Yeah, lie down! Hands up! Is what he's screaming while he's doing that, or while he's trying to control you. Blair, what do you do?
He's too close to me. Okay.
You're still standing up, but you did put your gun down.
Trying to think. Really rather not be arrested, but I don't think they're gonna. I'm just gonna listen to the cop for now.
Okay, so you're lying down.
Yeah.
The second cop will move down to the door here and sees DeLuca lying on the ground and just scream, "Freeze!"
She's on the ground.
and trying to, like, intimidate her to not do anything more. What is a DeLuca thing to do then? Rolling out of the way? She's already very hurt. I don't know if she wants to get more hurt. Because that would risk her dying, basically.
Okay with DeLuca choosing to just lay there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
DeLuca's just tossing the shotgun. I give up, and lying there with her arms out. And of course, the cop who's turned the corner will see you guys as well and go, shit, freeze! Fenton, what are you doing? Now this cop has to try to control all three of you at once, which is much harder.
Thinking fast. So
But
we all know that Talbot is an agent of chaos. Agreed? That's agreed upon?
Yep.
yeah, and we all know chairs are flammable too.
What are the odds that she kept a firework on her person to do mischief with?
Very high.
Roll a luck check.
I'm an explosives expert, of course.
Yes, this is... Yes, you did. You definitely kept a fireworks on your person.
All right, I'm going to just look at DeLuca and go, I don't do that. Look at Talbot and go, please tell me you kept fireworks on you.
Hell yeah!
And apparently she did.
Hand it over quickly.
Yeah, here, take it.
And then, can I light the firework?
You can. Let it be a dex check because you're trying to do it really quickly and during a combat situation and everything. If you fail it, you've dropped the thing when you tried to take it from her.
Can I help him with it?
Not really. You already dragged him this turn.
Oh.
So, yeah, he basically reaches into your pocket as you're dragging him and grabs the fireworks, and you have it lighted, Fenton. What do we want to do with this fireworks?
Toss it at the big, scary, globby motherfucker.
Oh, that's probably going to be next turn, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Talbot, what are we doing?
Well,
Can I
she can
use
take
Fe- Can I use Fenton's lighter to light some of the chairs on fire?
That's going to take forever and a half, though.
Okay,
There's gotta
but to be fair,
something more flammable around here.
okay, but to be fair, it's the 90s. Polyurethane, I think, is still used in furniture, and that shit's flammable.
Fair. Let's see now.
I see at least 2 cushions C.
Did I also hold the lit firework up for her to grab and sauce? Teamwork makes a dream work.
Yeah, fair.
Now you're doing
Can
your fireworks thing, so
Can I take the firework from him and toss it?
yes, you can.
Okay. That's a dex check?
It's an athletics check.
Okay.
Please, for the love of God.
This is a small fireworks. It's not going to be like a...
No!
Oh,
Oh.
you throw it too... Where would it land, we wonder? It lands... to the right of the thing. And it lands... 6 meters away. Apparently it bounces on a bunch of stuff. And it's going to just roll up against the wall, against the far wall and go peef! Just a bang against the wall there, and it's going to be completely harmless in this case. It was a great idea, though. Not every great idea will work out. Do you want to do anything with your movement, Talbot?
Yeah, I'm gonna... Actually... I'm gonna stay here. I'm staying here. Hello?
Oh, was that?
Oh, sorry. I'm staying here.
Oh, you're staying. Okay, gotcha. Didn't catch you there. Okay, the thing is moving closer. It's almost upon you now, Fenton. Let's go, Fenton. Well, Fenton, as you are now basically, your legs are starting to be enveloped by this thing. A huge club-like pseudopod just slams right over your body. And, oh my god, that hurts. Fenton is staring at this thing coming down at him, and it's the last thing he sees. Everything goes black for Fenton. Fenton is in immediate need of medical attention.
Last thing he goes to his mind is months Talbot's been smacking me in the head with a fucking dodgeball with super precision. Now she has to throw the firework at the giant blue blob.
Yep. The cop here will put manacles and handcuffs on Blair if she doesn't resist.
Blair, we need you. Don't. Blair.
Yeah,
I'm already down on the ground, so that's the issue.
Yep.
Look, I'll surrender if we could get the doctor over here.
Is it gonna be a roll if I try to get them to let me tend to the other two? I'm assuming that's gonna be a persuade or something like that.
Yeah, persuade check, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
I'm a doctor, I'm a doctor.
Yeah, I'm a doctor, I really need to go. There's 2 wounded.
Alright.
I don't care if they follow me and like
Alright,
whatever.
he's gonna do is just remove the gun from anywhere close to you, and he's gonna allow you to do things.
Okay.
So you can walk like 3 meters or crawl them, and you can at least start with a... You've already done a persuade check, so you're not gonna be able to do a first aid check this turn.
Okay, can I just stand up or like kneeling to get to DeLuca?
Yeah, I'll allow
whatever.
you to do that. Yeah. The cop, meanwhile, is going to do, you know, the same thing with DeLuca. That now, yeah, he's probably just out of line of sight from the thing. No, wait, he's not. He's going to scream to Talbot, "Get on the ground! Hands where I can see them! Now! Do it now!" To DeLuca. No, to Talbot, who...
Am I still dragging Fenton? Am I currently holding an unconscious, like, baby corpse?
Yes, you are.
I'm like, I look down at the kind of corpse, and I look at the cop, and I'm like, you don't want me to do that! You really don't want me to... My hands are full right now, buddy. I can't do anything.
Let go of him! Yeah, he's trying to, but obviously not. Yeah. DeLuca...
Tackles the cop.
She's probably going to use this because he's trying to persuade you guys, right? He's trying to talk you guys down and obviously failing miserably. Sure, I can roll for it, but it really, not even with a success is it going to matter because, like, your situational here means that he had a -40 anyway. So if he had rolled a 1-0, it might have been a... That means that he's not actually cuffing DeLuca. So she could do something horribly stupid, like running towards all of you, or out of the way of the cop while he's distracted, and try to help out somehow here. So I'm going to roll her athletics check, because why not? And it fails yet again, very sadly. And she'll jump across. She's trying to basically jump up and across, and instead of jumping up and across, she jumps half, like her legs get caught on a pair of seats, and she falls down on the other side. Or on the same side. Luck roll, then she's on the other side. Yeah, okay, so she's on the other side, she's covered by the chairs now. So she has a little bit of cover between herself and the chairs, but she's still nowhere near you and Fenton. and the cop is starting to feel like he's losing grip of the situation. Fenton, of course, is currently unconscious and is in dire need of medical attention. Talbot, what are you going to do?
I am dragging Fenton like I am urgently trying to hide a body. Like, it is a mad scramble to get him across the room.
Roll strength.
Like, this cop probably thinks I just killed him.
Yeah. Oh my.
Oh!
You're not getting anywhere, are you?
Good lord.
You're just stuck.
Can I do anything else? Or am I...
No, that was it. You were trying to get, but he's just stuck in this thing. And aren't you lucky? The thing is trying to reach you now, Talbot, and there's a huge tentacle hovering, like, next to your face and trying to find you, but it's just waving in the air and hitting nothing.
Okay, the cop sees that, right? I mean, for the love of God.
It should, right? He should see that, but is there a reaction? We'll just have to find out. Okay, this cop is going with you, Blair, just to be right on you wherever you're going. So,
Yeah, that's fine.
so where are you going?
Given DeLuca got up and moved, I'm gonna say that she's not the one who needs immediate care.
Nope, Fenton is the one who needs immediate care.
I guess I'm gonna try to get to him.
All right, so that's going to be just running right in. And there. You can definitely get there. You don't have a chance to actually do first aid on him yet. And you're very close to the horrible thing. Which is...
Well, the cop better see it.
The cops are going in. This cop is going to go in here. And scream, freeze! I'll not gonna tell you again to DeLuca. He seems completely oblivious to what's going on over here. And this cop, of course, has just been following you around. What the hell happened here? Talbot doesn't have a gun, right?
I have a gun.
You have a gun. Okay, so the cop that comes running after Blair is gonna be like, drop the gun now!
It's in the holster.
Oh, it's in the holster. Yeah, okay, so he's
Sorry, I
not
thought
gonna...
you were asking. Yeah, if I.
Yeah, he's not gonna shout anything in that case. DeLuca is gonna just lie there and not move. She's might give up. Fenton is, of course, still unconscious. Talbot, yeah, there's you. There is the big slimy thing. There is a cop. What are you gonna do?
I am going to keep trying to drag Fenton away from the thingy.
Roll your dice.
Come on!
Wow! That's just insulting at this point, isn't it?
With the help of Blair now there, giving a little extra tug.
Blair is gonna do first aid, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We're not taking away from the giant scary monster.
But the miracle of miracles, the thing is actually gonna start moving away.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's good. It's just...
Apparently, sated for now. Doesn't even attack any of you. Yeah, no, it just moves away. The cop will basically move right up to Talbot and grab your gun out of your holster to disarm you.
Okay, but I'll be wanting that back.
Blair,
Can I
you
get
have a
that?
chance to do a first aid check here. Now, if you fail, it's over for Fenton.
Oh.
Can
Yep.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, thank God.
Oh my god.
Man.
That was a close one.
Oh, I was...
I think that's the most
Oh,
noticeable.
shit.
This is the most nervous I've been in a TTRPG in so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A D4 hit points are restored.
Okay.
Three. Nice job. Fenton has already hit 0 before. I think he's still unconscious, to be honest. Like,
That's fair.
he has been so concussed, it's not
Yeah.
even funny. You don't
I
know
think he
what
needs
hit
the
him, but
hospital.
his face is an absolute bloody mess. There's probably some broken ribs in there. It was bad. You know what hit him. You saw what it was. For Fenton, I would like you to make a constitution check, please.
It's 50-50. Yeah, go figure.
That works.
Oh, it's a 7. I thought it was a 70. Whew.
Yeah. You avoid a permanent injury. Isn't that nice?
Oh, yeah, that
Your
is. Oh, boy.
spleen held up. So, yeah, that was intense. Okay, this cop is chaining up DeLuca. She is now being restrained. Fenton is still unconscious, I'm gonna say, for a while longer. Like,
Fair enough.
you were literally, yeah,
I'm alive, no complaints.
on death's door. Talbot, are we fighting against the cop here? We're gonna need an extra unit up here, says one of the cops.
Can I say, like, and an ambulance? For 3 of us. Those 2 more than me, but yeah.
So you haven't taken any damage. Oh yeah, you have taken damage.
Yeah, I have.
Ouch. Blair can do some work on that.
Yes, but a hospital gets us away from these guys.
Temporarily.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who's not going to the hospital.
All right. The thing is still sliding away. You can hear it. You can notice it. It's just removing itself from the premises. And it's just you and the cops now. And
Can I persuade for an ambulance?
what was that?
Can I persuade for an ambulance?
Just wait a minute here. We just need to get some more backup coming up here. And yeah.
EMS should be, as long as they're still acting like cops, they should be calling EMS no matter what.
Yeah.
Blair, you would be definitely able to do a first aid check on Talbot and the Luca while waiting. They're obviously securing Fenton too, just in case. But I don't know how many manacles they have available. I guess zip ties we'll have to do.
Do I just roll first aid twice just for
Yep.
them both? Okay. There's one.
Who's
Nope.
that for?
It doesn't matter.
Oh. You just absolutely failed completely. Yeah, okay.
At least I succeeded with Fenton. That's what mainly matters.
Yes, yes, I agree. That was absolutely what was really mattering in this case. Okay. More cops are gonna show up, and after a while, Sheriff Oakley is gonna show up himself. And as there is now, like, it's such a mess outside because I think the entire force of Groveville PD is here in downtown now. They're gonna have their jails completely filled with drunk teenagers and FBI agents by the time this is done. And yeah, Dan Oakley is looking at all of you, and I gotta say, and by this time even Blair has been handcuffed. I gotta say, I'm mighty disappointed in you all. Breaking and entering? What kind of FBI agents are you? I'm gonna have words with your supervisors and make sure you're properly reprimanded. Perhaps losing your badge might be part of this, because I don't know how many laws you've been violating in this here town now.
We had reason to believe that a missing teen was inside the building and in immediate danger.
Ain't no teens around here.
I believe there are at least 80 in your cells right now. Now, if you could please call an ambulance for my very sleepy friend, I would be very grateful.
Well, I'm afraid I
I mean-
can't do that. I'm gonna just have to have you under surveillance a little bit longer, but I understand Dr. Blair is able to treat his wounds, and I'll make sure she has everything she needs. How about that?
Oh, so you can just roll in a CT scanner here. Great, because if he wakes up with brain damage, what do you want to bet his dear fiance isn't going to sue you for anything? I've heard she's very well educated. She could probably get this entire town's GDP as a settlement. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna call 911 for my friend here, or are you just gonna risk it? Because currently all of your town's aldermen are gone and tax day is up in flames.
They're not gone, they're just working really hard, he says. You
Have you
really have to
checked
drop this
councilman's
thing about
room?
the aldermen being gone and all. They're right down the hall working hard for the community.
If they
you know?
are, why not? Why not? Let's
Well,
go check. They
our
have
bullet
been in
holes.
there for quite a long time. Are we sure they're
You'll find our bullets in
getting
at least
food?
3
I
of
really
this
don't
room.
want to disturb. Talbot and Blair and DeLuca, I guess, can all roll a human check.
Okay. And
Not
where
that
is
DeLuca
it?
is good. Wow! Now she has amazing
Okay.
rolls. Look at her go. All the rolls. Anyone else succeed? Yeah, Talbot succeeds. Very good job. Talbot. Sheriff Oakley is just a little bit mellow. It's like all the arguments about lawsuits against his person and so on are just... He seems to be very determined to make sure that you guys are all under lock and key and can't disturb the community anymore. During an ongoing investigation.
I would like to invoke my right under the U.S. Constitution to get a lawyer.
Yeah. I think all of us will be.
Yeah. You know what? In fact, I'd like a call too. Here and now, this is me stating that you have not provided me with a lawyer since taking me into custody.
I think he's gonna say words to the effect of... Am I gonna use that one? Why not? It's funny. I'm sure we'll be able to get you a lawyer soon enough. It is, after all, late on a Saturday, and tomorrow morning is Mass, but I'm sure by Monday you should be able to have one. Fortunately, since
Oh,
you're
sure.
all suspected of breaking and entering into the town hall...
Oh, Sheriff, I'm very disappointed in you. In the Constitution, nowhere does it say soon enough or, oh, it can wait for Mass. In fact, I believe under the First Amendment, there is a separation between church and state. Therefore, it does not matter whether there is Mass on Sunday. I am entitled to a lawyer. It does not matter whether it is currently 9 p.m. I am entitled to a lawyer. The Constitution is not a 9 to 5 thing.
Ah, you
You would
sure
know
are.
that.
We will do our very best to provide you with a lawyer. You certainly do not have to talk to us.
Not very best, no. You are required to fulfill this through the Constitution, in fact.
Certainly
Um,
am.
I'm ashamed you don't know that.
Certainly am, he says. He just nods along as you're all dragged down to the jail, and I think they're gonna put you... Unfortunately, they happen to be overbooked tonight. They're gonna put you in the same cell, all four of you, because the rest of the cells of this place happen to be occupied by teenagers who have done some joyriding and need to cool off.
I just want to make sure I understand here. My face is a bloody ruin, and DeLuca's been shot, and they put the two of us in a jail cell.
Yep.
On the
Isn't
plus,
there-
by the time we do get a lawyer, I think we have enough negligence on their part that we can at least get the charges dropped.
It's
Yeah.
entirely
Like,
possible,
Like,
yeah.
As a former EMT, man, have they violated so many rules.
Have they violated some rules? Maybe. Do they seem to care? No. In other words, I mean, you were asking this question before, I think Talbot and Blair and everybody. Are they under the influence of something strange? Oh, yes, absolutely they are. They are not acting rationally at all. They're not acting the way police officers should. They clearly don't want you to see anything more in the town hall, and you have kicked over what kind of nest, you're not sure, but some kind of nest, definitely.
In that gelatinous cube thing, whatever,
Yeah.
was it just the councilmen, like all those guys? There was nobody else?
No, it was, you recognized the face of Mr. Allen, Jane's dad, in that mess. And there were other faces there too, but you couldn't.
Recognize them. I was just wondering if Jane was in there too, or if she's missing
You
somewhere
didn't see
else.
any teenager there, no.
Okay, then yeah, we're still missing the teenager.
Wonder if
So wait, is Fenton still unconscious? Did they just drop an unconscious guy in their cell?
Yep. They
Yep.
provided you with some nice mattresses and whatnot. Yeah.
How long before I could do another first aid roll?
That
How
you
long until we
can't,
can do them?
unfortunately. You've already done your first aid roll. But he's going to wake up after a little while. And, for example, now. So, just to reference healing rules in this game, after first aid, you can't do any more first aid on the wounds that you were trying to do first aid on. And after you've received first aid success or failure, you can't benefit from it again until you suffer damage again. Treatment is in a hospital or an aid station with extensive tools and medicines, and they actually are going to provide you with tools and medicines. But then a doctor can attempt a surgery or a medicine test once per week. So, yeah.
What if you cause damage to somebody again after the first fail and then redo the first aid?
No. You just do one first aid, and if it fails, he's gone.
she stabs me, heals me, stabs me, heals me.
Yeah, that would be a terrible idea. Anyhow, so that's how treatment works, and over time, you will, of course, recuperate. If you are resting in a safe place with proper food and water, you can attempt a constitution test once per day to recover 1 hit point. So, it's a slow process of healing in this game. It's 10 o'clock at night. You can hear, like, police officers in among the... But I think they're gonna leave 4 people on watch here, and the rest of them are just gonna go to bed, while a bunch of teenagers in the cell next, and the next cell next, I think they might have 3 in total here, are basically gonna sleep through the night because they were so drunk, and some of them are gonna be collected by their parents, who are basically dragging them by the ear home. So it's going to take a little while, and that's going to allow Fenton to wake up and recover at least consciousness and feel, ow, all the pains everywhere. You can definitely grab a Tylenol or 3, that's for sure.
After establishing that I am, in fact, not dead, and I'm assuming getting filled in on what happened, I'm just going to look at Talbot and go, what the hell was that throw?
You are one heavy fucking corpse, dude. You have no space to complain here.
Those basically, all you had to do was throw. You've been hitting in the head with dodgeballs with precise accuracy for fucking months now.
Not an
I'm
amorphous
sorry.
blob of 6 council people.
One would think that would be easier.
If I were trying to throw a firework at you, I'm sure I could have landed it. Besides, good news, you're gonna retire early. Bad news is we're stuck here. So, yay.
We need to get a hold of Knoxville.
Yeah. Yeah, once we get a hold of Knoxville, call your lawyer. We're gonna retire early.
Not necessarily. This is all highly not abnormal. The cube thing monster aside, the way the police are acting. You don't take wounded people, especially ones with serious injuries like gunshot wounds and head trauma, and put them in a jail cell. We need to get more agents from Knoxville out here. Maybe outside people that aren't being affected by this thing.
Yeah.
That's what I tried to get from Agent Adam, but I was just told we're the ones in charge here.
Well, maybe Delta Green can't send us anything, but
Knoxville definitely could, if you could contact
Mm,
them. But
we-
so far, you haven't even been allowed your phone call.
Yeah.
Everything's pitch
I
black
mean,
on this.
surely Delta Green. Surely Delta Green has noticed. I don't know. They got a panicked call from one of their agents, and they haven't heard from them since.
Delta Green probably thinks we're dead.
that mean reinforcements are coming.
Yeah, maybe they're doing
and, by,
recovery. I don't know.
and by reinforcements, the second wave of agents.
I mean, that would make the most logical sense. They think we're dead and there's still a supernatural creature running around. They do need somebody to come out and burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these cops who are doing the night watch here, they're basically gonna sit down and play a game of cards.
So the officers didn't react at all to the monster?
Nope.
No, in
It's
fact,
as if-
I'm asking the others.
Oh, yeah. No, Talbot. You know what? Talbot and who else? You all saw the officers seeing parts of the monster, right? You can
Yeah.
roll a human check
Yeah.
for that, actually. Yeah. Why don't you?
Please. Please work. Oh, come on.
So close. It's Talbot again. So Blair already has a check mark in that. Okay.
Yeah.
Talbot, when you think about it, they just ignored it. It's like something that, yeah, just as if it was. They treated the whole thing as if it wasn't there, as if it didn't exist. They could not have failed to see it, and they just ignored it completely.
Yeah, they just completely ignored it. I was looking straight at that thing as the dude cuffed me, and nothing.
Reason. You said it backed off when the officers entered the room, so
The only thing he was less concerned about than you was that thing. Like, how? They must be working together because the thing retreated once the officers came in.
if they're working together, what's that mean for us? What if the creatures just turn a blind, or force them to turn a blind eye to its activities? And we've seen the whole town is just acting whatever about everything.
But then why didn't it help it? Why didn't they help it eat us?
It
Luca
didn't-
was down. Briar was down too, not in the same way. You were down.
Who's to say it even wanted to eat us. Maybe it just
Oh.
wanted us gone. And once the police arrived, the
Oh
problem
no,
was
it
hidden.
was nibbling on your legs at the end there. I think it wanted to eat you.
Looking at my legs, is there any damage to my legs?
Not really, no. You
I don't
can
know.
just about walk around.
I think maybe if the people fully see it, like, completely and long enough, maybe that wears off whatever control it has, and that's why it backed off.
Don't know.
Yeah. This is
Fenton's
all
just gonna
just
slink in the corner a bit. He's had a rough night.
Yeah, he had a rough night, absolutely. Bridget DeLuca is actually a mechanic.
oh.
So maybe she can use some of that skill to try to get you open the lock to the door. Now, she doesn't
Since I
have
have
the
architecture,
tools.
can
What
I
was that?
help?
What was that?
Since I have architecture, can I help with that?
No. How would you be able to help with that? How would architecture
I know the structure.
apply? You know the structure?
I know the structure of the building, and the structure of the walls of the cell, the structure of the hinges.
The physics, if you will.
Yeah.
I'll allow you to roll an architecture check then. And the hinges will come with the proper leverage, the hinges will come completely off. It's an old movie. Nobody remembers it anymore.
Pirates of the Caribbean? Of course I
Yes,
remember
that's
that.
the one.
That's actually what I was thinking about when I suggested this.
You can't really give any help at all.
Yeah, no, I'm like trying to pry the pins out and just failing.
Okay, I'm going to say that she has a negative here because she doesn't have the right tools. So it's not going to be easy. And I roll an utter and complete failure. But it was worth a shot. Nobody else has any training in this stuff. So, yeah. Here we are, stuck in a cage. With no backup and no one is going to come to save you. And
Here we are again.
does that mean that we're going to sleep over this night? The rest of the night? It's
might
not
be
going to
worth
be a
just
nice sleep in your hotel room, sadly.
Yeah,
Can
I guess
I-
we're
I mean,
sleeping.
what
Can I
crimes
try to?
they're even charging us with?
Breaking and
Is-
entering.
Really not a major crime in the grand scheme of things.
No, it really isn't.
Can I try to persuade them to let me call somebody?
You can try. You can try. Oh, look at that. Since Sheriff Oakley isn't here, it just might work. Okay, one of these cops are like, you want a phone call? Suppose that can't hurt. And we'll bring up a phone right next to the cage here. And sit on a chair not too far away. Go back to the game.
Kind of turn everyone else. Do we know the number for Knoxville?
You should have it.
Yeah.
You're gonna call Derringer, are you?
Yeah.
That makes some sense. Yeah, the phone will ring a number of times until, in fact, on the other end, it's pretty late now, right? Derringer replies. He sounds sleepy, like he's just about to fall asleep. The Derringer here.
Hello.
Who-
This is Talbot. We all got
Oh,
arrested. We have a strong suspicion the local law enforcement are
Compromised.
compromised. That's the word. If you could like maybe send us a lawyer in the morning, I'll pay you back. That'd be great.
Send you a
Thing.
lawyer? What have you done?
They said breaking and entering, but it's a long story. But they're
Yeah, I
saying
have
it's
some
breaking
time
and
right
entering.
now.
Talbot, can I see the phone, please?
Yeah, I hand Fenton the phone.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Special Agent Fenton.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Over the
Better
course
be
of
good.
investigation, oh, yes, over the course of investigation, we've uncovered a potential missing person, and we've met active resistance with trying to meet with persons of interest in the case. While following up on the lead, we had reason to believe that an individual was in immediate danger, but local authorities were refusing to allow its entry. So when we tried to act on the exigence, again believing that there was immediate danger to another individual, we entered the city hall and we have run into trouble with the local authorities. I believe that they may be involved in attempting to conceal an ongoing crime, and we could use some additional supports.
God damn it, he mutters to himself. We want to keep these low key, and we want to be friends with locals. I don't have the
I know.
resources to send you enough agents to outnumber them. You understand that, right?
I understand. For now, if you can just get us a lawyer down here in the morning to help get us back out and on the case, and then we can figure out the next move from there and
Right.
try and get you filled in more with what's going on.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard to do. He grumbles and swears a bit on his end, because this was clearly not what he wanted to have happen. God damn it. What is this? What is happening? Why is it happening? I'm just looking here.
And I'm sorry, DM, just reminded me, Derringer, is he slightly signed on with what's going on, or sort of read on with everything going on with Delta Green?
Derringer did be seeing you.
Okay, so he's an actual handler, right?
That he's your handler, yes, indeed.
Okay, just making sure that he understands what we're doing. Okay.
Oh yeah, he does.
Okay, very good.
The problem is he doesn't want the lawyer to know what's going on.
No, yeah, 100% get that. Just trying to remember.
But the whole cover story, missing child, kidnapped child, that works. And the fact that law enforcement is not collaborating is, yeah, the lawyer can rip them a new one on that one. Absolutely.
Just wait till he finds out what they did with DeLuca and I.
Yeah. I was going to check something. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay.
Oh, and for what it's worth, too, I'll have Dagger on the phone. I'm just going to mention to him very quietly so he understands the situation to assume that the whole town's been compromised.
So you're basically saying the whole town is compromised?
Yes.
God damn it, says Derringer.
I kind of lean in. And if you could send us some, like, extra ice packs, that'd be great. Thanks.
Some extra what?
Ice packs.
The entire
Maybe-
place.
We just get Fenton a bunch of bubble wrap. I don't know.
I've had the lab guys. They're working on producing a testing kit so you can identify this substance. The thing that the boy was manipulated with.
Gotcha. And
Much like
just-
luminol, but for that. It's not done yet, though. It's going to take a while. But if the entire town is compromised, that's much worse than I could have ever imagined.
just in case something happens, it's in the town hall. It was in a boardroom in the back. It's something very unnatural.
We're gonna need some kind of cover for a full-blown quarantine, CDC, and so on. What could we call this?
Something in
Anthrax
water?
threat?
Terrorist attack in the water supply.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
all
could
the
work.
town's water comes from a local source, quarry.
Yeah, we can bring in the CDC and I could even contact the National Guard to shut the town down, but we can't do that until we have evidence of a tainted water supply, and we don't have the indicators for that yet, which is why we need to get the lab equipment down to you guys.
Indeed. I don't suppose we could ensure the evidence is created to get the place shut down.
It has to hold up for a judge. The material that we are doing here is going to be an indicator for unusual biological matter,
Right.
which is vague enough to not implicate what we don't want to implicate, but still unusual biohazardous material.
Gotcha.
But we need to get the indicator out to Groveville, and we need to have evidence that is in fact that it tests positive. Otherwise, we can't quarantine the town.
We'll see what we can do when the equipment gets here. Blair is pretty bright. Maybe she could think of something. Could you get us any incendiary-based equipment? The creature seems susceptible to fire.
Oh, huh. Well, that's going to be more complicated. Getting a flamethrower out there is not exactly easy.
Yes, we...
So a
I could
handheld
settle-
flamethrower is an unusual request. So let's have a look here.
I'll settle for a bottle of hairspray and one of those long nozzled lighters if you've got them.
Yeah, we have a Talbot with us.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Now. We want to
Yep.
have. It's an unusual requisition. It usually takes a few days. With acceleration, you might get it quicker than that. Yeah, let's see you roll a charisma check here as you're talking to Danger.
I suck at that.
He might not want to risk burning the town down.
Nah, fair enough.
Apparently, he doesn't want to risk burning the town down.
Fair enough. With Talbot, we'll be alright.
That kind of equipment is not easy to hide, he says, and will create a lot of questions that we don't want people asking.
Fair enough.
It's better
We'll
if you
improvise.
find some local ways to improvise to make it look like it was an accident of some kind.
Alright.
I would suppose the local high school has some sodium, maybe?
The Mart will... Or I'm going to call a lawyer. We'll get an attorney down there as quickly as we can. They should be there. I called them now. They leave at about 11 or so. That should bring them there to about 2 a.m. Hold on until...
Appreciated.
You can hold on that long, right?
Yeah, I don't think we're going anywhere.
Yeah.
If, worst case scenario, your lawyer isn't able to find us, remember, in the town hall in the boardroom, susceptible to fire.
The lawyer is not going to have clearance for that information. So there
That's
it is.
for you in the second wave.
Right. Yeah, you guys are in a bit of danger where you aren't you?
Yeah, we have no idea what these people are going to do with us and what their intentions are. So Fenton is thinking that if something happens to us, these cops do something to us before help can arrive. More than likely, Delta Green's going to try something else, to at least give the next batch of agents a heads up.
What are we doing while we're waiting for lawyer to arrive?
Reacquainting myself with Jesus.
With what?
Jesus.
Oh. That just might make sense. Talbot, Blair?
I'm keeping watch.
Making sure nothing bad happens. Making sure no slimy tentacles come in through the window.
Yeah, Fenton is busy talking to God. I'm busy keeping an eye out
Yeah.
for any.
What about Blair? Is anyone gonna... No, I don't think you can sleep.
Yeah, no.
What happens if we actually sleep?
Joking aside, Fenton is probably going to try to sleep, but just every time thinks about the monster coming back and can't fall asleep.
Blair's just questioning her life choices.
That makes sense. All right. Yeah, let's see what the world has in store for you. As it turns out, apparently nothing absolutely terrible. At about 2, a lawyer will in fact arrive. Maybe slightly later than 2. The lawyer will very quickly talk to the police and give them all the paperwork needed to get you all released. Because clearly they were in the wrong. Look, this was a mistake. This was... what are you doing with federal agents who had due cause to... They had reason to believe that the missing Jane Allen was in the house, and you had absolutely no cause to... We're gonna sue you guys, and so on and so forth. And I think the police officers will just have to bite the bullet on that and let you all out. Yeah, you are no longer restrained, and you're going to get all your equipment back, and let's just say that they are looking at you with those bland, almost half-closed, zombified eyes, smiling ever so slightly. And I think you all just know that wherever you go from here, there's probably not going to be very far away a cop watching you in this town, because... they know that you know that things are strange here.
Alright, so here's what we do. We convince the party kids to raid the town hall, right?
Yeah. At 2 a.m., where do we want to go?
Bed?
Bed.
Bed? Go straight back to Merle's Shut-Eye?
Yeah, there's not a cop
Should-
watching through the window, right?
Oh, they're
Close the
definitely
blind.
watching through the window as you leave.
Should we drag a bunch of blankets and stuff all into one room and have a slumber party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're all gonna sleep in the same room.
I'm gonna carve some words into the door and around the
Well-
windows and stuff.
Let's have one of you roll a luck check, if you please. As you're finally getting back to the... It's been a long night, hasn't it?
Albert, you've been really awesome with rolls tonight.
Not
have
at
said that.
all.
Oh, we jinxed it.
Oh, well done. You tried. It was a brave attempt, I'll give you that much. So, we're all going to be collected in the same motel room.
Yep.
And sleep together in a big pile, as it were, of, I don't know, 3 people to a bed and a Fenton on a couch? Is that how it's going to work?
FBI pile.
Something like that. Yeah, the lawyer... Is the lawyer going to stick around in town in case there's more problems with the local PD?
Does he want to join us?
Wait.
The lawyer knows not to drink the town water.
Wait,
have
is
to
it
tell
3
him.
FBI?
You'd have to
Is
tell
it
him.
3 FBI? Is it 3
Since
FBI
all of
agents
us
to a
have
bed
water.
and then Fenton and the lawyer in the couch?
No, the lawyer gets the bathroom.
Oh,
Wait,
Who
you want
gets
the
the ceiling
lawyer to
fan?
stay in the lawyer's like, why are you doing this? No,
That's a joke. That's a
thank you
joke.
very much. I'm gonna have my own motel room if I have. If you want me to stay here, I can do it. I'm on FBI retainer, but I'm not sleeping in the same room as you. This
Could you
is
stay
silly.
maybe one town over?
Yeah, I can do that.
Things are a
Don't-
bit hot here right now.
Don't drink the tap water.
He just gives you a really strange look, like, huh?
It tastes awful.
No,
You'll regret it for the rest of your life. It's worse. Like, really bad. It'll make you sick. Ugh.
Okay.
just-
He says,
I'm just gonna.
Oh
I just
my
look him
God.
hard in the eye with my 1,000-yard stare I've developed from all my bullshit, and just go, "She's right. Don't drink the tap water." It just instill that fear into his soul.
okay, I won't drink the tap water. Yeah. He says.
Mhm.
All right,
Walking
I
out the door with this glass of water.
I guess that means that we're all gonna sleep for a few hours, aren't we? At least 5, probably 6. 6 hours, and you'll be up by 9 a.m.
Is 20 an option?
20 hours?
I'll take that as a no. Okay.
You've had a good night's sleep-ish, all of you. And you're all still alive in Groversville. Isn't that nice?
Yes.
And it's a new morning. What are we doing with this new morning, huh?
Just gotta figure out what the new plan is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we
So-
can't. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Please go ahead.
We can't do an up close thing again. And local law enforcement are probably not going to let us anywhere near Town Hall.
Yeah.
Derringer said if we
Yeah.
can find something in the water, we can get the CDC involved and get the town and stuff shut down.
Yeah.
If we could declare some kind of state of emergency like that, it would give us a lot more authority and ability to operate.
Yeah.
True. I
The only
think-
thing is,
Oh, go
sorry.
ahead.
The only thing is, if we fake any evidence, they're just going to call in a lab that'll catch us in a lie. We could test the water, but without a sophisticated lab here, I don't know what we can do.
We may just have to take a sample of the water and send it to them.
I think
Yeah.
this- Derringer said there's lab equipment on the way, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, lab equipment is ostensibly on the way.
Mhm.
It's gonna arrive tomorrow.
It may be
Oh, then we
worth
can just wait.
it may be worth laying low for a bit until we can get
Yeah.
supplies and support. Keep an eye on Town Hall to make sure that thing doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, maybe keep a record of who all comes in and comes out just to make sure it isn't growing.
That's a good idea. Speaking of that thing, how do we think it's connected to the kid and everything else going on? Do you think he's got some of that ooey gooey inside of him?
I don't know. Because
Didn't it seem like more like surgery happened to him? Not like.
yeah.
The
And he wasn't
substance
anywhere-
has been unidentified so far. Like, the substance that is in his arms and legs is unidentified.
How much do you want to bet it's whatever that thing was?
I'm not sure, because if it had his super strength, you'd be dead.
Yeah.
I point to my bruised and cut to pieces face from one swipe.
I gesture
like a
to his
broken
currently
nose.
I gesture to his uncrushed legs. If it wanted to, it would. Dude, like, your head is still attached, dude. Like,
Yeah.
did you not see the footage of the guy's head just...
Who
Like-
knows what happens when you get that stuff inside of you?
I guess, yeah.
It's the only connection I can make so far as to how that thing might be connected to the kid and what happened to him.
Maybe. He was also seen with the girl before he died. Maybe she told him something?
Possible
And-
too.
Yeah.
But she's still missing. She wasn't in that thing.
Can I do an intelligence check to think back to see if I saw her in the rising mass of bodies?
Sure.
That's this one.
As it happens, you did not.
I got a pretty good look at that thing, and I don't
Oh
remember.
yeah,
seeing
you were
her.
up close and personal.
Can I make the check too, since I was holding him the whole time?
Yeah, sure. He's already succeeded.
Oh. Okay, never mind, yeah. Sorry. I thought that was a fail for some reason.
What's the plan for this day?
I suppose we're just watching the building again and, I don't know, resting?
If
Yeah.
DeLuca and I did like light activities, would we be able to heal at all, or do we need proper medical attention?
So again, healing. Boom. Now I need to get back to the whole healing and recovering. If you're resting in a safe place with proper food and water, you can attempt a constitution test once per day to recover a hit point. So yeah, if you're doing just light things like hanging around the motel, I guess sitting on a stakeout is not too onerous, but it's a bit... Sitting in a car a whole day is maybe not the best thing. As long as you're not doing any heavy research tasks and you have enough food and drink available, you should be fine.
Yeah, I'll make sure there's plenty of big gulps and, I don't know, chips.
DeLuca will be drinking big gulps. Like, all of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them, in fact. Who is going to go to the town hall on a stakeout then? That's going to be Blair and Talbot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want some person in this group to roll another luck check for absolutely no reason.
Do you want to do it, Blair, or do you want me to do it?
You do it.
All right. On the one, s'il vous plaît.
Nope.
Wow, you have absolutely terrible... That's, what is it, the third luck check in a row? You failed for this particular no reason?
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Okay.
I'm alive. It's fine. I'm here for it.
Yes, you are alive. You are alive indeed.
Vibing.
Blair and Talbot can roll, I guess, an alertness check. Why not? Because Fenton and the Luke are staying behind the curtains in the motel room.
Good.
It's not going to be very surprising to you, probably, that, in fact, there is a squad car not too far away from Merle's Shut-Eye, with maybe a deputy or two sitting there with their own big gulps and a heavy supply of donuts.
Damn, we should have gotten some donuts.
Yeah, you should have.
We could have
we're gonna be
stakeout
watching
off.
Town Hall. Yeah. So we're gonna be watching Town Hall, and they're gonna be watching us watching
Like-
Town Hall.
It's like that one Weird Al song.
Maybe that is what they're gonna do.
They watching us, watch them.
What?
Yeah.
You watch them,
Yeah.
watch you, watch them, watch you, watch... anyway.
And he
I've
looks
been
at
through
me, and I look at him.
So we have Talbot and Blair over there. And Fenton and Luca staying in the motel. What are we doing in the motel if you're just going to be on light duties?
I think you said all we could do is just take it easy.
Makes sense.
Like you said, heavy research and stuff would be a no-go, so just recuperate.
I'd like you to roll a human check, please, Fenton.
Oh no, DeLuca, what happened to you?
Oh,
Fumble! Should I roll? Should you roll?
I'll just take the exhaustion. I think that matches what's
That
happened.
makes sense. That makes absolute and complete sense, given just how terrible you feel at the moment, right? Yeah, you're still... Every muscle and bone in your body, every limb hurts from yesterday. It's like, ow. And you have a
Yep.
big... Blair has literally wrapped, like, packaging around your head. And she's recommending you just lie in bed, stare at the ceiling, or at the wall. Just don't do things.
Just daydream.
I'll never even notice that Luca's muttering to herself as she walks over to slit my throat.
Exactly. Which is exactly what she doesn't do, actually. Talbot and Blair...
Should I
yeah.
roll a check to regain the hit points?
Not yet.
Okay.
No. You've been treated by Blair, and she failed, so...
Oh,
that's it.
Sorry, I thought this was the once a day thing. Yeah.
Oh, no, you're working. You're sitting in a car. You're
Ah,
on a stakeout. That is not doing safe place and resting, so... No. No, you
Well-
are sitting in your car and doing a stakeout, and I think you're gonna notice that there are, like, more deputies patrolling around the town hall. Maybe 4 or half a dozen by now, who are just walking the beat around there. They're not talking to you, but they are looking at you, and they're smiling at you. Yeah.
I smile back.
Yep, there's gonna be a lot of smiling today, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Given the absolute terror that yesterday was, now that you're actually in the streets and doing your thing, it's a very quiet day this Sunday, September 8th, 1996. It's just nothing at all. Quiet has come back to this place. That's nice, isn't it? Like, it's nice and peaceful again. You disturbed the peace there for a while, but they survived your disturbances. And of course, there are cops watching everywhere, so I'll put some down here as well. And I think that is about as far as we get with this investigation for the moment. Who knows what horrors await you when you actually get the lab equipment you need, and what other things might be shocking you in the not too distant future. And I'd like to say thanks to those who have watched, and please follow, subscribe, ring the bell icon on YouTube, all the usual things, and we will see you in a week again. See you then. Thanks.
Bye.